All right.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Modern Super League. I'm Luis Scott Vargas here with Willie Edel, who
Hey, guys.
destroyed me pretty thoroughly, but I just can't win that matchup. Like I picked a deck that was not good against Jund, and then 4 people played Jund or whatever. That it was not necessarily the best choice.
You know, right? Like people know what deck's good here.
Yeah, so we're about to watch Cedric play against Reed Duke. This is a Naya Blitz. We're going to take a look at Cedric's deck here. He's playing a pretty aggressive Zoo deck. And it's kind of like a hybrid between Zoo and Burn, actually, since he's got, a lot of the like creatures you see in Burn, like Goblin Guide and Monastery Swift Spear, but it's also got Nikotl, Curdape, and then just all Burn spells. So this is basically just Burn with Nikotl and Curdape and slightly different Burn spells.
It is a pretty popular version on Magic Online right now. You see, it's super aggressive. It even like runs Eidolon of the Great Reveal over Tarmogoyf, which like makes it pretty much a burn deck, like with Wanakato and Cardapes. It has like less burn than like the usual burn deck. Like it relies more on creatures, but like makes Tarkar's commands like better than when you are just trying to skull crack them.
Yeah, I think the biggest gain that this deck got, like you said, is a Tarka's Command. It gets to basically cast a Tarka's Command as like a deal 5 to 6 a lot of the time, which is obviously very powerful with the side effect of having extra skull cracks.
It's pretty good. Like it's usually like at least 4 damage. Like with a White Nakato or Cardiape, is at least 5 damage with Swift Spear, and everything beyond that is just a free roll. I like this deck a lot. I run all the time on Magic Online, and I would not be happy if I was Reed, because you need a lot of hate from Jund or Jund decks to beat this one. Like if you're on the draw, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, let's take a look at Reed's deck to see what Cedric's going up against here. Reed's got pretty standard, just straight up black-green deck, getting to play Tectonic Edge as one of the biggest draws here, but no third colors.
Yeah, doesn't he has like a more like pain-free mana base at the cost of not running Lightning Bolt, which is obvious pretty good against like creature decks, and not Linger Souls. But I think it kind of pays off. But his main issue is like he doesn't have pretty much anything on the sideboard. He has like only one thing on course on main deck, and of course 4 scavenging uses. But after the sideboard, he doesn't have like Feed the Clan, like Ballots, this kind of cards. And so I don't think he can like win 2 games like on the draw after the board. So he better win game 1.
Yeah, he came prepared for the Lantern deck. His 4 Creeping Corrosion in his sideboard.
Everyone was expecting you to play the deck, right?
Oh, well, I chose a different joke deck instead, but I thought people were going to bring slightly different things. I did not expect half Jund, which I mean, maybe that's my fault. Maybe I should have predicted it. I picked a very bad choice. I expected at least one. I did not know that was what everyone is going. Obviously, if I knew this many people were going to play it, I would have played something else. But it was a bit of a misfire. And decks with 4 Scavenging Ooze and 3 Abrupt Decay are certainly around here. Sean has basically the same thing. So Reed has to win the die roll. He does have, he's got a Courser. I mean, he's got Noble Hierarch. So Noble Hierarch's also a nice one. That is his 1-drop that he gets instead of Lightning Bolt, which is he gets to play a Noble on turn 1, so he can actually go, have a good play on turn 2.
Yeah, he has a shot of winning on the draw game 1, because usually even if you have like your nut draw on game 1, if you're on the draw, for example, like discarding Tarmogoyf, if the burn deck has played something like Goblin Guide on turn 1 and just sitting Blaze or Goyf or just kill a Goyf on turn 2, you are so behind. So Noble Hierarchy kind of give you a chance, but like makes your opponents like sitting Blaze like pretty live.
Yeah, and just like his removal spells being Slaughter Pact and Lily Under the Veil are not really what you want against all 1-drops.
Yeah, and like even Victim of the Night, like double black on turn 2 is not like super easy to have. Dismember, like when it costs less than 3 is super painful. His removal like definitely doesn't line up like very well against like a deck with a bunch of 1-drops. But let's see, like if he's on the draw and on the play, he have a pretty good shot like on discard into Tarmogoyf from Scavenging Ooze. But if not, like he'll definitely like a Noble Hierarch on turn 1, or turn 3 cost or kitchen things. Maybe a Tazgore on turn 3 is pretty good as well.
Yeah, and if he does get out ahead here, then he can, you know, play a Tasker or Tarmogoyf and have a pretty good blocker, because one of the things that Cedric's deck it doesn't do is it doesn't play path. A lot of the old Zoo decks just always had 3 to 4 paths to exile, but this is such a more aggressive deck that it doesn't have a good way to deal with a 4/5.
Yeah, but it's pretty hard to block like this Cedric deck. Like he has like a Tarkus command. Like you need like at least a 4/5 Goyf to block like, let's say safely, like a Swift Spear or White Nakato with like the Tarkus commands and Searing Blaze and all this, even mutagenic growth. Like that's a lot of burn. That's pretty hard to block.
Yeah, and
Like
you know,
that's the matchup he really misses. Like do not have like lightning bolts.
yeah,
Like
Lightning Bolt's the biggest loss here for sure. And even though Scavenging Ooze gains life, that's just not a really realistic plan against a deck like this. You're just dead on turn 4 a lot of the time.
exactly, like you need to survive like to, let's say, turn 4 or 5, then play a Ooze and like eat like 2 or 3 guys on the graveyard to gain a bit of life and stay away from Searing Blaze and Lightning Bolts like range. But I would not be comfortable if I was like Reed. Like if I need to pick a side on this matchup, I will be on Cedric's side for sure, even if it's like a betrayal or the Jungle Nation. But like I really like Cedric's chances here.
Yeah, and you know, we talked about having a more pain-free mana base, but Reed still has seven fetch lands and 3 Overgrown Tombs. Half his lands cost him life, just about, you know, 10 of 24. That's not actually that few.
And Treetop Village like comes in play tapped is really like it's really bad for him. Like he needs like all the lands, like even on turn 1 you need to like to land a discard. So you never had time to like to play a tapped land on this matchup. And Tectonic Edge, which is like the big game of you running like only 2 colors, are totally useless on this matchup. So I'm sure Reed was prepared like for a lot of matchups, but definitely like this kind of zoo is not a good thing for him.
Well, Reed can use Tectonic Edges and Fulminators in Mana Scream, right? Or is that not a good plan?
Yeah, well, sure.
Yeah, I think I think Reed, like we're saying, his best shot is to just cast a Noble. Like if he goes like Noble into Inquisition plus Tarmogoyf or something along those lines, he could actually stabilize at a decently high life total. But you know, if we go back to Cedric's deck, so we can take a look. One of the advantages of Cedric's deck is he can just burn Reed out even from like 11 life or 10 life. You know, Boros Charm, Lightning Bolt, the Tarkus Command, Searing Blaze, and Helix. That's just a lot of damage.
Exactly. Like he doesn't plan like to play any creatures like after, let's say, turn 3. So he just play like something on turn 1, like maybe 2 creatures on turn 2, and just like wait and burn. If he has like an Eidolon or Green Lava Monster, he doesn't even need to move anymore. Like he can just wait like for Reed to start dealing with his creatures, and he'll just win because all his creatures cost 1, and all removal Reed uses cost 2 or more, like usually 3. So it's pretty bad for Reed on this game 1. If he reads on the play, he has a good shot, definitely, because he can have like the nudge draw, discard into Tarmogoyf, into Tazgur, and he cannot lose anymore.
Yeah, Cedric does get to side and path to exile, which I think will help against Tassigurs and Tarmogoyfs, but you know, it's still going to be regardless for Reed here.
Yeah, it is pretty bad. Reed, like Reed doesn't have like really good sideboard cards against him, like we said before. Like he doesn't have anything to gain life besides a Butter School, I guess, and that's it. Like he can even board on like Fulminator mages because like they do some kind of, they can just block like and can just like screw on the mana on the white mana. I did this like several times before, but like it's not a very good plan, to be honest.
And you know, just the fact that a lot of Reed's spells cost so much mana, and he doesn't even have like Kitchen Finks. Like some for 3 Kitchen Finks, but that's not an option here.
Yeah, he was prepared for the Lantern deck, not like the Zoo.
So yeah, we're working on a hand cam to be ready in 30 seconds. So we'll be getting the match shortly. We can take a look at the bracket here and what's coming. Ready. So looks like Willie and Patrick are going to play, so that'd be you two, and then Sean McLaren is gonna play the winner of this match. And so far, both black green decks have won. So we'll see if that's 3 for 3 in a second here.
It'll be hard. That would be a hard task for Reed for sure. Like he wins a lot with this kind of deck, so he definitely has a chance. But like, I would not bet my money on him for sure. What do you think about your matchup against like Mike Segrist next week? Do you think you can win?
I don't know. Probably not.
It's like a Jund without Abrupt Decay and Maelstrom Pulse,
Well,
so you might have a shot.
Yeah, I might have a chance. I don't know. Like, I actually thought I was doing okay game 1 against you but I figured out that you had a decay also. Like, even with 3 Inquisitions and a Pulse, but yeah, just that playing against 3 Inquisitions is just really, really tough. Not having decays helps. All right, and it looks like Cedric won the die roll, so this is going to be huge. He's got a 1-land hand, but he still gets to lead on Goblin Guide, and then if he draws a second land, then he's in really good shape.
Yeah, Reed has a very good hand, but like even with a very good hand like Inquisition into double removal and into Scavenging Use and Proct, I think he only chance to win is Cedric breaking in La lanes like for a turn or two, like.
And Cedric actually mulliganed his first hand. It was a 1-lander. He's going to keep this 1-lander because he can get Stomping Ground and have double crit 8 plus Bolt, but he decided not to risk it with the other hand.
Yeah, I didn't have time to see the other hand. I noticed it was a 1-lander with a couple 1-drops, which all the deck has. But I think it's pretty strange to mulligan one hand. I didn't notice. I didn't saw the whole hand to be honest. But let's see what they do.
Ooh, Noble he can't play on turn 1, but still, it's a little more interesting if he had a basic force. Because right now Cedric's hand is they're all the cards are pretty much the same.
Yeah, the Inquisition doesn't do much. Well, he needs to decide now if he wants to pick the creature or burn, pretty much. And if he picks a creature, he has like 2 extra removal for the next 2, like the one on the board and the one in the hand. So he can get ahead on this, but I don't think it's a good plan. Like, as soon as he lands the Scavenging Use and like eats anything on the graveyard, that's not a lot of burns that can like kill the ooze. So I'll just pick the bolt here.
Yeah, especially since Curt Ape and Goblin Guide, they all do get stopped by ooze. Like I said, if Reed is able to even just remove one thing, like a decay into remove one thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like if Cedric has a land in hand, I would be like pretty afraid to double creature now, but he does not right now. So I think that's what Reed is thinking right now. If he takes the bolt and gambles that Cedric will break in a land, or he just take like a creature and like kill the next 2. He's still at 20 life, like.
If he does take the bolt and he's facing down next turn a Goblin Guide and a Curt Ape attacking with another Curt Ape in play, that's not great because then you can decay 1. You're still taking 4 a turn.
Yeah, that's not great.
Yeah,
I think that's the big deal for him. Like it's kind of gamble. Like he has the odds. Like the odds are lower than 50% drawing lands. If Cedric doesn't draw lands right now, I don't think he can come back to the game. Like as long as Ridge can draw a 3rd land.
And it looks like Reed did end up taking the bolt, just hoping Cedric did not draw a 2nd land. And there's a 2nd land. Cedric does get to look at Reed's top card with with Goblin Guide first. Maybe if there's a Maelstrom Pulse or something, he would not play the 2nd Ape, though he probably still would just play
it. Yeah, he still would play. Like they were attacking at least once before the Maelstrom Pulse.
So Reed draws an extra card here, and Marshflat's not the most ideal card, but it's a free card.
Yeah, he can just fetch up a swamp if he needs. Like he has the Twilight Mire, which is the best land on this matchup by far. He always came like untapped and can produce like double green for the Scavenging Use.
So Reed now has he could Thoughtseize the Boros Charm, which doesn't really save a ton. I think he's more likely to be interested in casting Abrupt Decay here. Because if his plan is Abrupt Decay, one of the creatures, probably a Curt Ape, next turn, fetch Swamp with Marshflats, play Scavenging Ooze and immediately eat the Crit Ape, and he has a 3/3 in play, which that's not the worst.
And he still have the pact in hand. Like if everything goes wrong, if Cedric does, for example, bolts or Searing Blaze, he can just pact. So he's not in a bad shape. Like the worst possible scenario happens to him. Like Cedric draws the land, but it's not over at all.
So he went with Thoughtseize into Noble there.
That's pretty brave.
Yeah, if Cedric drew like an Atarka's Command that turn, it'd be tough. But I don't know if Reed's actually beating Atarka's Command either way. So now Reed takes 6 here, going to 8. And then next turn, is he setting up a pretty sick Slaughter Pact into Scavenging Ooze here?
Yeah, like he has like a pretty good shot. Like the problem is, like he even has the Noble Hierarchy, so he can just like, oh, he drew another Twilight Mire, so it makes it easier to. He might even play like the Marsh Flats or something like that, but I would play the Twilight Mire. He has a lot of options right now. He can like double Abrupt Decay, but I think the best line by far is just like Scavenging Ooze and just play like a Twilight Mire and keep like the Noble Hierarchy and the Mire untapped. Then he can do like anything. Like he can Abrupt Decay, Impact. He can a lot of stuff.
So I kind of like Ooze just off the 2 lands, Treetop, go, and then you leave up Pact into activating Ooze. And then you end up gaining a life going to 9, taking 4 going to 5. But I guess Reed wants to just keep up Abrupt Decay here. Oh, he's just going to play double Abrupt Decay.
And the Pact, he'll kill.
Yeah,
he can just
he can just kill everything. I guess that this is actually the best plan against Burn overall. Pact is being pretty strong here.
It's pretty good. Like it looks odd that you need to pay 3, but usually you don't use all your mana every single turn. So whenever you can do like something like that, like a big blowout, like killing like everything, it totally worth the investment on the next turn.
So Reed trying to entice Cedric into maybe playing like a command or something like that. But I think he's gonna be able to just pass, and Cedric's not gonna do anything, and Reed's just gonna start unloading removal here.
Yeah, he's even blocking to try to represent, for example, like only one removal. But in the end, I'm pretty sure he'll kill like everything. He can play this way. He can play around, for example, Border Charm. He just like Abrupt Decay the Curly Ape. If he Border Charm, can just Pact and he doesn't take any damage. Which is not good at all because he can just play like on the next turn, Scavenging Ooze, like he will play.
Yeah,
and
he's actually fine here, not casting Pact. Interesting. So the upside of this though is unless Reed goes Marsh Flats into Swamp, he's actually going to lose Scavenging Ooze to Lightning Bolt if Cedric wants to kill it.
Yeah, it was the only card that Cedric can kill like a Scavenging Ooze right now. Like Reed has to do it. Like he doesn't have like a lot of options here. He cannot play like Scavenging Ooze and just pass. Actually, he can, but like he'll need to block this. I don't know. Like he's not a lot of life here. He'll take a 1 damage from the Marsh Flats. So on this scenario, he'll probably need to like you gain life before Cedric like draws another card to avoid, for example, getting Skull Cracked. Which he can be Skull Cracked this turn, but if you avoid Cracked this turn, the Scavenging Ooze will not die.
So I expect to see a Scavenging Ooze here. I'd be pretty surprised if he didn't, leaving 2 activations up. So now Cedric can't be the first one to kick things off. He could attack into it. Reed could block, or it looks like Reed is just going to start using it now.
Yeah, he want to play around that Skull Crack.
Yeah, though, and if he doesn't want to do it upkeep because he doesn't want it to be like +1/+1 and
attack commands. Yes, because even actually not like the 3 damage.
That wouldn't actually be that much. Yeah, 3 damage is probably even better. So it's pretty close. I think if you're Cedric, your highest chance to win here involves Lightning Bolting the Scavenging Ooze.
Yeah, he definitely needs. Like he doesn't have any chance if he does not.
not a great place to be in. Using burn on your opponent's creatures is really not what this deck wants to do, but
Yeah, well, like killing a scavenging use that has like the potential to go like really big in this matchup while gain life, it works. Like
yeah.
you cannot like avoid. And Ridge only has the pact in hand. Like he's not playing this confidence at all. He has a 3-top, but like it's not like
He's
coming
revealed a
away
Courser
maximum.
though. Revealing
It's very
Courser is
good.
amazing. Yeah, so I think
Except
Reed's in really good shape this game.
now it is. Like that's all the Corsair do. Like he doesn't have anything to now, only the pact, and now the Corsair do everything. He
Yeah.
blocks the Goblin Guide, doesn't die to the Helix, and will gain at least 1 life with the 3-top he's playing. If he doesn't find anything on the top.
And seeing the Courser makes you a lot more likely to not want to play Pact because you just want to play Courser next turn. It is funny with Dark Confidant, you can now, if you wanted to, play Dark Confidant, and you know your top card is not going to deal you damage.
You need to be really brave.
Well, you could play Confidant, and then you could plan on blocking with it. If Cedric just passes, you reveal Treetop, and then you can hopefully use Courser to make sure that you can just leave lands on top to flip to Dark Confidant. That's pretty funny.
And if you see the Tazguru on the top,
Yeah, well,
you cannot do anything with the Corsair. You don't have a fetch or anything. If he has a fetch, I could go. But like without the fetch, that's too dangerous. He's about to stabilize here.
Yeah, and Cedric at this point needs to just draw burn spells every single turn. Otherwise, he just can't possibly win.
Yeah, he'll be rolling here. And Reed was pretty brave, like with the confidence.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if Reed, reveals Treetop, draws a land, and the top card is Tassiger, like
Oh well,
Reed actually dies.
Another land.
So he draws a land.
Would you play the land with the Corsair from the top?
Well, he revealed Treetop, and now he's going to draw the Twilight Buyer. So we'll have to see what the top is. But if there's a land on top, if you're Reed, you probably don't play it.
What about the value of getting like 3 lands at the top?
You're losing value, but you're not dying. Though at some point Reed might want to start attacking. He could attack with Dark Confidant
attack right now.
Yeah. He could also just attack with both and then use Slaughter Pact.
Yeah. Yeah, Cedric needs to draw something like really relevant right now.
Cedric might actually want to fire off this Lightning Helix now, just in case he draws an expensive spell, and so this way he doesn't have to crack his fetches. But he also has 4 mana, and the most of his spells cost just are 2, so...
Yeah, I think every single spell costs 2 or less. The thing is, he wants to keep at least 1 fetch uncracked for Searing Blaze.
Well, don't worry, he's got plenty. So Reed goes to...
Reed can use Tectonic Edge if he draws.
Yeah. So Reed is going to Pact here, fine, just to make sure that he doesn't go into like Tassiger range off Dark Confidant.
He has no reason to take damage here. Like he doesn't know like Cedric's hand. Cedric's game like could very well have like a Helix and a Body Charm and just kill Reed if he takes 2. Or if both, because there is a Noble Hierarch on the top, dealing 1 damage.
So the top card is a land. You could play Verdant Catacombs, and that would give you more control over the top of your library, but you might just want to... I was thinking just play Treetop, but I guess this way you get to play Noble and activate Treetop. And leave a land on top just to make sure that that your Dark Confidant doesn't kill you.
Yeah, he's going for the kill now, like for the next turn, of course.
Cedric might actually want to... I was going to say fire off Lightning Helix on the Treetop because it buys him an extra turn, but I think at this point he can just hope to Helix Reed, draw another Helix, and then Reed flip a bunch of spells in a row.
No, I think he draws another Helix to survive the next blow, and then a Body Charm, he just wins.
What about Boros Charm, then Helix?
No, wrong order.
Yeah, wrong order.
See the Tectonic Edge?
Yeah,
he can even use it.
Yeah, exactly. This start Confidant just being incredibly good for Reed, apparently.
I know. You call it. And he did.
So Reed up a game. So now he actually only has to win one game on the play here. Like, I mean, the game on the draw is going to be tough, but he was on the draw this game. So, and he managed to get there despite Cedric having, one drop into double one drop.
I was pretty surprised. Like, of course, he really got a little lucky, but you cannot win like this kind of matchup without being like at least a little bit lucky. And like a cluster was pretty good. The confidence, like dealing like 1 damage across like 4 turns was pretty good. Like that's not all about luck. Like he played like from his all his odds and everything lined up, and Cedric just lost all the gas after the initial rush.
So Cedric, my assumption is that Path is something he's interested in. Mutagenic growth seems particularly bad. So at the very least, that swap plus maybe like one other card, maybe like a Grim Lavamancer or something along those lines. And I don't know if there's anything else he really wants. I mean, Gutshot kills Noble, but that's about it. That seems pretty thin.
No, that's pretty bad. Like you notice that Ridge has like a battery school in the sideboard, but you do not want like the heavy at all, like only for the battery school. If Ridge gets like into 5 lanes and everything, you just lost. So just ignore the battery school. So I agree with you, like replacing like the growths for the path to exile, and likely shaving maybe a green Lavamancer for the third one.
Lavamancer looks like a very reasonable choice to me to take out. Reed, on the other hand, is going to sideboard a little bit longer, I think.
Yeah, Reed is definitely taking out like all the work they did like on this game, and probably the other 2 thought seasons. I don't totally sure he has like 6 cards boarding.
It looks like we're in the game here. Cedric, well, he's got 1 drop into Eidolon with 2 burn spells and a removal spell. Seems pretty hard to ship this one back. Reed's hand is a lot less exciting. 5 land Kitchen Finks Liliana is not really where you want to be.
Yeah, definitely not. Like Liliana, like just a crow edict. Like when you're on the draw, that's all it does. Like when you're on the play, you can actually set up like very good Lilianas, like just killing a creature like with a Goyf play and just like start like discard like every single burn. But like on the draw it's pretty feeble, especially when you do not have like a 1 mana discard or a removal costing 2 or less, and or a creature turn 2. So I'm pretty surprised he kept his hands.
Yeah, he's just running it. Reed does not like to mulligan.
Yeah, I noticed him. You should send his hand to Paulo.
Yeah. Well, Inquisition makes the hand better, certainly.
Makes a lot better now. Yeah, if he did not drew like this Inquisition, the game was likely over. Like because the turn 2 Eidolon is just roll over him. Like he even has the path for the Finks. So the Inquisition was very well timed.
Yeah, that was an amazing draw because without that, Reed was facing down twice the clock, plus he was going to get shocked the first time he played a spell. With that, attacking for 2 and maybe just saying go.
Exactly. Then Reed hands like it's not very good, but like the Finks will do a lot of job there. Like the Nakatsu was an amazing draw as well. Like it's probably best possible draw outside a Nidalon. Because he can like play the Nakatsu and even keep the white man up to just like path the things on the end of the turn. Like in 2 turns, of course, because Reed doesn't have like anything to play on turn 2 so far.
Tectonic Edge, despite being incredibly good with the land destruction plan, not really what Reed's looking for here.
If only he had a Fulminator instead of things, right?
Yeah. So Cedric declines to fire off the bolt. He's got, I think he figures enough time that he doesn't need to be doing that right now. Grimlockman's also a very good draw. It makes Liliana that much worse and is just going to deal 2 damage next turn, which is all really Cedric needs.
Yeah, he's definitely on the driver's seat right now. Like, he has all the creatures. He knows Reed doesn't have like any sweepers, for example, like Donation or Engineered Explosives or something like that. So he's in pretty good shape. Like, he has a removal for any big creatures like the Tazgur in the form of like the Path to Exile and 2 burn spells. So
Reed also has to take damage if he wants to play Kitchen Finks. He's got to crack the Catacombs for a forest here. Yeah, again, it all adds
just
up.
one. Yeah, it's not a big deal. He can play the Tazgur as well if he wants.
Tessiger is better against, the burn spells, but certainly worse against Path. And as it turns out, Cedric just has both, so it doesn't really matter too much. If Reed plays Tasker, does he just die? He goes to 11, plays Path, gets attacked. So I guess if Cedric draws a land, then Reed dies if he plays Tasker here?
Yes.
And if he doesn't, he still can put Reed down to like 1. I like firing off the Path here.
Like, I think the Path is the good move here, because like even if he really plays, for example, like a Tarmogoyf or Tazgur the next turn, he can just kill with the green lava monster with the bolt if he wants. But he's probably not even needed like to kill any creatures anymore.
Yeah, at this point,
I can just point anything to Reed.
Yeah, after this attack, Cedric definitely has enough burn here.
And he has the land.
Yeah, that's actually just lethal. That's actually just exactly lethal. 6, 10, 13.
Is that good?
Well, Reed gets to be on the play. Being on the play is obviously, when you keep a hand of all 3 drops, for example, you'd be a lot happier on the play.
So Cedric is not going for the kill right now. Maybe play around like Slaughter Pact.
He might be worried about Slaughter Pact here.
But even if there's a Slaughter Pact involved, like, he needs to pay 3 on the upkeep. So
yeah, forcing Reed to pay for Slaughter Pact is also pretty good, probably.
Yeah, because the worst possible scenario was like a Slaughter Pact into Tarmogoyf, and I think he wins anyway.
Yeah. And even like, Scavenging Ooze, Tassiger, like Reed also knows about both the burn spells in Cedric's hand. So it's not like Reed thinks he's got a chance here.
Yeah, like the game is just over right now. Like.
Liliana, we are doing it.
All right, discard 1.
He's going to discard, and then you can cast Tassiger for 2 mana. Of course, then you just take 7 here.
So you're saying like paying 3 for Liliana to discard the card and play Tassiger for 2 is a good deal?
Yeah, it's a combo.
Yeah, I like it. I should play my deck Tassiger.
And now that Reed is on the play, I don't know if anything changes too much. The hand disruption gets a little bit better. Like, you might actually want Thoughtseize, some amount of it. Just because Thoughtseizing one of Cedric's only creatures could be good, but I don't know.
The Thoughtseize are definitely better, for example, than Dark Confidant. And maybe better than Liliana number 4. So, like, I would bring in, if I was Reed, like the Sword, the Battery School, the Tron, maybe a couple of Fulminators. Like, but it's not great. Like, you need to take at least the 4 confidence outs. You don't want these confidence things, like, at all.
Yeah, a lot of the cards Reed has are not cards that are optimal for this particular matchup, but I mean those pay off if he gets past this because there's no other aggro decks. But you know, this is not the match where you want Dismember and Liliana and
Yeah,
Thoughtseize.
yeah, the pairs was really bad for him. Like he's just facing the worst possible deck like on this first round, and not having any affinity or like lantern deck his make his sideboard like pretty awkward. Like the 4 corrosion, even the 4 fulminators, you don't have like any escape shifts or amulet blown here.
Yeah,
He's def like metagame, like not the junk metagame that you have here.
he wasn't the only one.
At least his deck was the good one. Like the sideboard was a little off. Some people like has the wrong deck.
It's true. Some people definitely did. Now we're not naming names, but
Yeah, from Colorado maybe.
yeah. So
Yeah, Reed's hands like it's definitely better than the last one for this time. I don't think he'll mulligan. He has like a scavenging use for in turn 2. He has the pulse. He has a sword that can be a house, like if he has any creatures stick it. And he's definitely missing like a shipper removal, but his deck doesn't have, so like he cannot mulligan aggressive, for example, to have like always have like an abrupt decay or turn 2.
yeah, if Reed kept the last hand, I could not. I have trouble imagining going to mulligan this hand.
Yeah, that's no way he's mulligan this one. Like, true, his troubles, like, Cedric's hand is very good.
Yeah, I mean, Reed plays Treetop, Cedric's going to play Nikado. Reed plays Scavenging Ooze, Cedric just goes like Curday Bolt and just super far ahead.
Exactly, like, he's he's trouble here, like.
Well, Cedric, I mean, if what happens again, if Cedric draws like 2 more lands in a row, then things could go poorly. But his hand is so good. 5 land, 2 or 5 spells, 2 land is just the perfect draw in almost any configuration.
Yeah, he might just win with the setting cards on the open hand. Like, he doesn't even need the land he just drew.
Ooh, he could get in trouble if he gets his Curdape's pulsed here.
Yeah, if he played double Curdape, he will be in a big trouble. I think he just needs to play like the line you just said, like Bolt and play the Curdape, and just stay, like, just wait. Like, all his cards like cost 1. He has Cook Rack, he has everything. He doesn't have any reason to play like double Curdape right now.
Well, if it plays better against removal spells, like except for Maelstrom Pulse, the question is, does Cedric play around Reed's, one of Maelstrom Pulse, and he does that.
Oh god. But the thing is, like, even if he only gets blowouts by the Maelstrom Pulse, let's say Reed have like, I don't know.
Oh no, Reed has 2 Maelstrom Pulses, but still, that is pretty ugly.
Yeah, like, and he'll need to kill like the Ooze right now. Like, it's not like he gained a lot not killing the Ooze in the first turn, because he cannot allow this Ooze alive.
Yeah.
He'll just grow to 4/4 the next turn.
The thing is, Cedric's actually fine here. He still just gets to go Eidolon, Bolt your Ooze, and then Reed has to draw something, because Reed just has a sword and nothing else.
I'll just do the first Bolt, then Eidolon.
Yeah.
Just like, I know he's still in a half life total, but that's no reason to take an additional.
No. For sure he's not playing. Sorry. He's not playing. Those are the 2 spells he's going to play, not necessarily in that order.
Not that matters. Like, Reggie only has like blanks in hand.
Well, if Reed doesn't draw anything, next turn we're going to see a Treetop Village with a sword, which certainly is not going to work. I guess he might not even want to play the sword. He might not even want to play the sword because of the Eidolon.
Oh yeah, Eidolon. He's in a pretty bad shape here. Like, even if he had Eidolon, doesn't do like any damage by playing the sword. Like he's not winning by attacking with a pre-top with a sword, like dealing 5 damage again 3, taking 5 on the attack back, and with all these cool cracks and board charm in Cedric hands. I think he's much better like just fetching for a forest and trying to block.
Reed was on the play and got to pulse 2 1-drops, 2 of the same 1-drop this game, and the game's still not very close.
Yeah, he has a lot of lines. Like he didn't draw anything. Like he's the hand he kept was Maelstrom Pulse, Ooze, Sword, and 4 lanes. And
Yes.
he just like another 4.
That is what happens. Yeah, sometimes you draw 4 lands or Gristle ran into 7. You know, these sort of things, they occur from time to time. Cedric deciding now whether to attack into Treetop or not. He's got an Atarka's command, so maybe he just does not attack with the Eidolon, actually.
He can just go with the White Nakatwa. Like,
'Cause
there's
even
no
if Reed
reason to
blocks
run that
Eidolon-
long.
Yeah. Because now you just get to Atarka's command if Reed does block, which Reed actually probably does here.
You don't even need to Atarka's command. You can just save it for, like, the next turn. Like, fearing,
True.
for example, Kitchen Finks. Just trade the White Nakatwa and play the Curd Ape.
Yeah, that also works. Yeah, I don't think you want to throw away Eidolon here. That does not seem like we're in that spot yet. Reed is still at 14, so he's not at 0 life.
Yeah, it's pretty close to 0. Has 5 power in hand, like 7 burns. 7 in burn. And any spell he casts besides Tazgur, he takes 2 damage. He'll really, like, need to play, like, really well and draw even better to pull this game.
I think actually just the only thing that matters now is whether he draws really well. Reed, how well Reed plays from here on out is not going to influence the rest of this game. Like, he's just going to draw a spell every turn and just cast it, and they have to be good enough.
Like, if you can pick, like, exactly the draws, like, Reed has, like...
If Reed could tutor every single turn, would he win the game?
Do you think so?
I don't know. I mean, he would draw, like...
He doesn't have, like, for example, a Drag Tusk or something like...
Yeah, he doesn't even have anything, like, insane. I guess he's got Sword, but that's not even good enough, probably.
He has a Battle School. And
true, Batter Skull might be the actual best draw.
But if he trades the Treetop for the Nakatsu right now, he's like 2 turns behind to play Battle School. So, and even if he plays the Battle School, Cedric has the Skull Crack for the first life gain. So he's
Cedric is just getting in there. All right, well, it seems like if you Reed, your best option here is to block the Eidolon. So Cedric can go +1/+1, deal 3 to you. Reed goes to 10 and then takes 4 off. The Nakata goes to 6, but the Eidolon's off the field. It's a start.
Yeah, he's the best line by far. Like, he'll take like 7 this turn, going to 6, facing a Curd Ape and a Nakatu and a Board Charm hand. I don't see like any line he's getting out of this trouble besides this one.
So it looks like Cedric was fine with the Eidolon dying and not killing the Treetop. Actually, you don't need to kill the Treetop, because if Reed leaves mana up for Treetop, it's actually not doing anything anyway. So now you can just go like end of turn, Boros Charm you, untap attack with both. And if Reed activates and doesn't have anything else, you just win because you +1/+1, deal 3.
Yeah, but like if he Boros Charm at the end of turn, going to 6, he's not close to winning. Like, for example, if Reed like blocks the Curd Ape and, for example, Abrupt Decay the Nakatu.
Yeah, but then you still get to Atarka's command to make the Curd Ape a 3/4 and deal 3 to Reed. So Reed goes down to 3 and you have a Curd Ape and you kill the Treetop. I think it actually works out okay. As it turns out, Reed, of course, just drawn 5 lands and are just dead. But yeah, which makes it easier.
A lot easier.
What if Reed got to stack his deck, but he could only stack lands? Is that what happened?
But for example, he's dying right now because he doesn't have any removal. But if he has a removal right now, and for example, draw like kitchen things, he's just ahead.
Yeah.
Like even if he only draws like lands or the whole game, like not a single spell, he could pull like ahead. Like that's how good Jund is.
Yep. Jund is great. Everybody loves it.
No, right?
Look, I would say that of the two people commentating, you have at least 100% total of people loving Jund. I'm not going to say how that percentage is split, but actually, we probably have someone who our combined love of Jund is probably enough for any two people, and that does not include me. All right, so Reed does block the Curd Ape. He just has to go for it. Cedric is kind of forcing the Tarkus command. He could actually just pass here and then let Reed go to 3, and then Cedric knows that Reed can't get out of it.
Yeah, no, there's no outs. There's no feed the clan. That's no counter spell. So there's no reason to play like in combat the Atark's command after the Curd Ape gets blocked.
And Atarka's command will finish this match. Alrighty, so now we can see the losers bracket getting filled out there. That concludes our round 1 here, and I guess we'll be back in a couple minutes as we start working on the winners bracket.
All right.